Okay, we're live. Let's look at what moved since last night. Oh, got some alerts already. Euro dollar, basically all the dollar pairs. Euro dollar, Aussie dollar, Kiwi dollar, all bullish for Asia and London, and dollar overall bearish. Dollar yen took a hit, dollar Swiss took a hit, dollar CAD took a hit. Wow. I thought the dollar was going to get stronger this week. Maybe it still will, but has not yet. So we're going to break everything down though. Let me just check this USD CAD. Might be a good trade here. Yeah, I think so. I'm not going to take this yet. I'm just going to let it set up here. We'll go over everything else first. Starting with the yen index, which, like I said, I thought it was going to. I've seen these two highs, which these 4-hour swing highs. This one was higher, but I mean, it rejected this one, so and pulled back. So I really thought these were going to break, and I thought this was going to go bearish. I mean, it's still within this 4-hour imbalance, really, so it could still go bearish, but yeah, it's still pushing up. And again, it's really just filling this daily imbalance. So still, yeah, I still think it's going to come down, but it has not yet. So I mean, until it breaks at least this 1-hour structure point, and then I mean, it's not coming down. But if we look at like the week, it's at about its halfway point. So if it doesn't go any higher today, let's say it starts going lower, it's probably going to break lower for the rest of the week. Then fill all these imbalances just like I have marked out with this weekly range. So we already have 3 views. Holy good, stream's moving today. So that's a yen index. Now we'll look at all the pairs that it affects. Aussie yen, yeah, really not much going on. Just consolidating in between these two imbalances. Let's see, 3 swing lows in a row, pretty much flat. So I think once it breaks this one, this swing higher, start pushing up. As long as the yen index inversely correlates. We'll go through these pretty quick because they're pretty boring. So CAD yen, same thing, obviously. CAD yen trades really similar to Aussie yen. Like they're pretty much the Aussie dollar and the CAD dollar are pretty similar in value and just the way they move. So bearish, I mean, I guess, right? It's creating lower lows, lower highs, but kind of, I think it's more so just consolidating. Swiss yen, I actually took this trade last night. It was absolutely flawless. So came up, filled this imbalance, was really overextended for the session, and then sold off to this imbalance and just really clean. I think it literally filled my, like the spread, like it just filled the spread, triggered me in, and then boom, straight to profit. So that is really nice. So there's that, and then you can see it came. This is its move. It was already. This was 8 o'clock my time, so about 4 hours into Asia session, and then sold. It moved heavily and then sold off. You can see it's completely filled this 50% retracement. So and these imbalances, like just it's a 30-minute, but we'll go the 1 hour. Yeah, so these 1 hour, these two 4-hour imbalances right here. Boom, boom, fill them both right at this 50% retracement. So just really clean. Like you can't ask for better price action. I could have held this further. I figured it would come back down to at least the 38.2, if not the 50%. So, but no, I liked just a clean trade. I said I was sleeping for this one, so just a clean take profit. So that's Swiss yen. It was interesting because Swiss yen pushed up. I mean, the Swiss last night during Asia session pushed up so much, just the Swiss. So Swiss yen pushed up, but none of the other yen pairs did. Most of them didn't even move. Some of them went down. So we got euro yen here, higher lows. So slowly transitioning. This is its weekly range. So yeah, as long as that yen index switches back bearish, this should push up. Moving on, pound yen, pretty boring lately. I think it's just gonna have to come down. It's gonna trickle down a little bit more, start filling these imbalances, and then maybe head up and fill these ones. So it's not really, I think the trend is kind of coming to an end for this, at least for now. If we look on the 4-hour here, you can see it's breaking this swing low and created a lower swing high. So I mean, this might, if that yen index doesn't break lower, I think the pound overall is going to get weaker. So this might go down either way. Even if the yen gets weaker, I think the pound is going to get extra weak. So I could see this still coming down either way. Kiwi yen, been waiting on this all week. So we have a 4-hour higher low. You can see we made it here, came up, retesting it, rejecting it. So hopefully the Kiwi finds some strength and the yen weakens. We start filling these imbalances for the rest of the week. Because like this is super ripe for the picking. So we'll see how that plays out. Just got to be patient. Dollar yen here. Dollar lost some value last night. Came down, hit these imbalances, came a little bit further, pushed up. Still struggling to break higher. Does have a little bit of range left on the day still, but yeah. Currently in this, I got in here. Perfect. So waiting for it to come up and fill this. A little bit of drawdown, nothing serious though. Pretty much at my entry, so it's no problem. But yeah, so Swiss yen last night got really strong. Most of the yen pairs did nothing, and dollar yen weakened heavily. So yeah, if we look at the dollar index here, I did think that at the beginning of the week I thought this was going to push up, but it does not appear this way because right at the beginning of the week it was right here, and then the last 3 days, including today, it's just been bears over bears. So you can see it's somewhat the last since for London here, it's been consolidating. So see if it has a pushback up to fill these imbalances now, but yeah, I don't really see any bull structure in the dollar for a while here. You can see it hammered this swing low, retested it, broke lower. So I think until it gets down to here, it's not going to get any stronger. So I think we're bearish until this area here. Aussie dollar, perfect trade here. A little bit of drawdown, but still in profit now. Might still push up to these, right? I think there's one more little push in these dollar pairs. Just for Aussie dollar and Kiwi dollar, but I'll show you the other ones after. But I think because these have large imbalances up top here, I do think these have still another push before entering bearish. Especially if the dollar itself pushes down a little bit more, it's going to push these up. But looking at euro dollar here, I think this is the end for its bullish run, I guess. You can see pushed up heavily during Asia. London was pretty flat. Got some liquidation candles here. Created a swing low. Looking for that to break. As far as the week goes, moves on average 223, 224, and it's already at 200, so it might be at its weekly range. Might have a tiny push up right into this kind of liquidation area. You can see all these wicks here, which I kind of already tapped. So yeah, I mean, I think if it pushes up any higher, it's not going to be much because it already tested this area. So might come up again, just kind of test this swing high and then sell off. But I think once it breaks this area, it'll start filling these imbalances because there's nothing really above it, just this one. So I mean, maybe like if the dollar continues to weaken, I mean, it might push up this high. Probably not this week though. Yeah, we'll see. But I think like as far as the rest of this week, if I was to take any trades on this, it would be sells, just to fill these imbalances and if there's a break of structure here. So pound dollar very similar to euro dollar. There's no imbalances up here. It's sitting right at 134. We can mark this out. I'm going to leave this marked out because it's important. 13400. Price loves whole numbers, and pound dollar here. This is ugly. Move this. Right, center. So 134 level, you can see comes up, rejects, rejects. This closed above, then next day sold below, right? So as far as this daily candle, it's pretty much at range. It's at 89 pips and moves about 98. So it's pretty about 90% of the daily range, and you can see it's rejecting this swing high. And this is daily, so this is significant. And there's a daily imbalance here. I'll pop this in here. We didn't even go over the fresh imbalances yet, but so I do think this is going to come down lower because it hates this 134 level. It's hit it multiple times. 1, 2, and this was back last month. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now today's 5. If it pulls back and rejects it, so and there's no imbalances up here to fill. So it's currently at this weekly one still. So technically, this candle never hit it. This one did, and now it's came a little bit higher. Fill this imbalance a little bit more. And then as far as the week goes, it's at 199 pips, and it usually moves about 218, 220. So it's pretty close to its weekly range as well. So I don't think that this is going to go any higher. It just does not. This is your 134 level. It just does not like it as soon as it comes above 134. There's just a lot of liquidating. So see this pulling back. And if there's no imbalances to fill at the up top, there's no reason for it to keep going up. The algorithm is fulfilled, so it's going to start pulling back down. Kiwi dollar, absolutely beautiful here. This is the entry. And this would have been the exit. This imbalance here, not this one. Delete that. So just boom, perfect. Yeah, let's see. I don't think it might have one. If Aussie dollar pushes up, this Kiwi dollar will probably push up. I don't see it coming this high. I mean, it might, but like this is as high as it'll go just to fill this imbalance. I don't think it's going to go any higher. You can see we already have multiple daily swing lows that are lower after, we got swing high, lower swing high. So price is somewhat shifting already. It does have one push. Yeah, it's just going to hit that. But yeah, don't see it going much higher, right? And you have a liquidation area here. Let's see multiple times when price comes into this area, rejects it, rejects it, rejects it, broke it, came up, rejected, broke it, came up, rejected it. So don't see this going much higher unless the dollar gets dramatically weaker, and then it will. But gold had a big push last night. Crazy. It was not moving. Well, actually, really pushed during the day and then continued to push at night. So I'll delete all these. Delete all these. Clean all this up here. So yeah, still looking for it to. I'd be looking to short it, but it's got to push a little bit higher. Completely filled this gap, I think. Oh, very, very close. This was the open gap for that it never filled last week. Now it came up pretty much completely filled. I would consider that a fill. Like, I mean, if it's as long as it comes into the gap, which it definitely did, more than 50%, more like 90%. So that gap is full. That gap's complete. So But just to be a little bit more conservative, I wait for it to come up, hit this imbalance here, and then create a break of structure and sell off. And then it's most likely going to come fill all these. If we look at the weekly range here, the low for the week is right here on Monday. Weekly range is about 170 bucks. So yeah, that actually fulfills my analysis because I said there's still another little push. It still has weekly range, so it's bullish. It hasn't broken this, even this 1 hour swing low yet. So I think it's still got a push up here. We did look at the dollar index earlier, and that looks like it's still pushing down, which is going to push gold up. So I do think there's still another push upwards to fill these imbalances, and then it'll descend. Not too much happening with oil as far as trades. Did have a big push. When was this? That was Asia Open. So yeah, huge push, and then just kind of sold off and didn't do anything after that. So yeah, we still don't know. Like we have higher lows, but we have lower highs. We got this candle which tested it and now sold off. So pretty I'd say pretty consolidation still. Pretty flat. I mean, I think it's gonna go bullish, but might have to pull back and fill some of these imbalances first and grab some buyers and then head up because clearly it's rejecting these swing highs already. So yeah, and the Brent is pretty much the same. So moving on, Aussie Swiss here. Swiss pairs moved a ton last night. Yeah, I'd be looking for this to. I mean, it's bearish, obviously. Broke this 4 hour swing low here. I think it's going to continue down to fill this imbalance and then maybe switch, go somewhat bullish to fill the other ones. But yeah, I think it's, if you look at this leg of price here, it made it swing low, came up, filled this daily imbalance, which is huge. Now sold off, and so now it's just going to have to find its new low somewhere in here, which is going to be higher than this one. And then we'll most likely continue up and start filling these. Swiss pairs don't move a ton, so pip wise. So I don't expect much from this, but do expect it to come downwards more and then transition upwards. Oh, CAD Swiss missed the entry here. Look at this. Oh, so close. This would have been beautiful if it just came a little bit further, filled, came up. But so I didn't get that, but didn't get the entry, but the trade overall is perfect. So yeah, like I said, the Swiss pairs moved a lot last night, and then CAD Swiss has already pulled back. So, but again, I do think it's got more of a push down. I think it's got to fill these imbalances. If we look at the weekly range, it's at 77 pips. It usually moves about 114, so it's got more range downwards. So it's probably just hitting this one. Probably looks like this, to be honest. I don't know, whatever 114 pips is, but see it either not going higher than this amount or retesting this swing low. There's a ton of price action right around this level, so could see it pushing up a little bit more past this, especially if because it's the Canadian dollar, right? So this is the session. New York opens in 3 minutes, 2 minutes, so could push up a little bit higher. Let's see, we got Euro Swiss creating some imbalances here. Oops, all I want. 1 hour, 4 hour. I'll actually check USD CAD quick here. Well, no, we'll get back to it. So yeah, this one didn't quite during Asia last night during its push down. Didn't quite make it to this imbalance either, but if it did, it would have been perfect. Still think there's another push downwards Euro Swiss as well. This one I caught, man, it was perfect too. So unlike Euro Swiss, Pound Swiss did hit this imbalance, got filled instantly, and then boom. Well, pretty much instantly. I think this candle would have filled it, if not this one. But came right back up, boom. So just perfect. As far as the weekly goes, again, yeah, I still think there's more descend in these Swiss pairs. It's moved 123 roughly, and it usually moves about 200. So there is more push downwards on this, probably something like this. If I had to guess, this is the next position. Something like that. Maybe this one, maybe this one, right? If we look at like where grab this swing, you can look, it just lines up perfect. Can't make this up. It's absolutely beautiful setup. Pull down, retracement, hits these imbalances, sells off to fill this imbalance and complete the weekly move. Kiwi Swiss here. Pretty boring. Kiwi Swiss and Aussie Swiss, probably the most boring pairs. Aussie Swiss for sure. No, I think Kiwi's worse. But yeah, it doesn't really know what it wants to do. Pretty flat, not a ton of imbalances, so it's just really nothing happening here. Dollar Swiss, big push downwards last night. Delete this. I still think this has more in it, just for the weekly range. Probably something like this. Let's see. Something like this. Once price comes up a little bit more. Be right back. All right, I'm back. So, yep, I think dollar Swiss here is going to push up a little bit more and then continue its weekly move downwards. Aussie CAD hit both of these just perfect. Delete this one. This one would have been here. Yeah, just super great. Just make sure there's no more. I think Aussie CAD. That's tough to say. It's really just been consolidating the last like week or so. But yeah, hit this imbalance. I think it's going to continue downwards. CAD's going to get a little bit stronger this week. Push this down. Maybe to this next imbalance here. Yeah, pretty boring though, but this perfect entry here. Oh yeah, Hero CAD too. Absolutely, wow. So good here. We've got another imbalance here. We'll add these in. Wow, that is so nice. You can see Hero CAD here. Ton of wicks, really just rejecting this swing high here. So I think eventually this is going to come down. See, it already broke this daily swing high. Sorry, swing low. We'll create a new swing high here with this candle most likely, but which is higher than this one, but it's based on rejection. So it's in liquidation, really. It's just liquidating positions above this swing high, so it doesn't really count. So do you think it's going to come down? And then pretty much the same thing with pound CAD. There's just nothing for it up here above this level. So 187, 180. Let's see, what's the number? 186. Where's 186? Right here. No, it's really like 187 here. We'll mark this. So similar to pound dollar doesn't like above 134. Pound CAD doesn't like above 187. You can see it comes up, boom, boom, boom. It's approaching it again, most likely going to sell off. It might consolidate for a little bit first, but yeah, I don't see it going much higher than this. On this 4-hour structure is really nice actually, because it looks like give higher lows, but this is going to break. It probably just has to come up a little bit higher. See this heavy liquidation zone right here. These 4-hour candles, probably drag this across. Yeah, you got more in here too, so. Yeah, I do think it's coming back down. Eventually. No real trade setup, so. Kiwi CAD, pretty flat, man. Doesn't get more flat than this. Basically just like a 100 pip range here, 150 pip range just sits in. Nothing too exciting here, a couple little imbalances. Make sure these come in here. Okay, USD CAD, I want to enter this, so just give me a second here. Figure out what I want to risk because it's rejecting this imbalance, which means it's filling it. Okay, we got that. Oh, I might be missing my entry actually. As we speak, I'm trying to fill out my lot sizing. We'll see if we get a fill on this. Let's get it all set up here. Could have been more ready, but it's okay. Man, I can never find. Don't think I'm gonna get a fill on this, but I'll set it up just in case we do. $38,982. Okay. Trade is set if price comes back down to this initial 138,645. Don't think it will, but don't alert me. We'll just do it manually. Set an alert. Oh, that's wrong. 138,645. Okay, that's set. We would already be in profit if I would have just taken it. But yeah, okay, so go over dollar CAD since we're here. Build this. It's a big imbalance, man. I should have just taken this. Might still push a little bit further this week, but I think we'll get a pullback up first. So Aussie Swiss, I think, is going to continue downwards this week. Big break of structure here. Came up, filling this imbalance, rejecting it. Well, filled it, now rejecting it. So I think it's just going to head low now. Yeah, Euro Aussie, not that exciting. Not a big push early on in the week. Pretty flat yesterday. Now retesting this 1 hour swing high. And yeah, but still looks kind of bullish. I think it's got another little push upwards to hit this weekly. And it'll start coming back and filling all these. Because it's got the range for the week, right? It's only moved 234 and it usually moves 360, so, and that'll go up, so closer to 400. So it definitely still has some room to go upwards here, even though it is consolidating a little bit as of recently, but I think it's still got to push upwards. Euro Kiwi a little bit more bullish. I think it's going to come up, hit these imbalances here. Yeah, still a ton of range in the week, so it's got to go somewhere. I think it's going to go up, so. Pound Aussie, I wonder. Yeah, pound Aussie, pound Kiwi, they're a little bit different than pound CAD, pound dollar. Those ones have found their highs, but I guess these did. That was a while ago, like last month. This created a new daily swing high here, so I don't know if it'll come higher than this one. I don't know if it'll come up and fill these imbalances, but and we can see it actually did break this swing low. So I do think this is going bearish. It's just taking its time, filling a bunch of price in between here. Actually, on this 4 hour, this is really nice. Heavy liquidation zone it's currently at. right around 208.60. Yeah, 208.60, 208.50. Lots of selling, so this might be, let's see, this might be the new swing high on the daily here before it starts to really come back down, and I think it's going to eventually break this daily swing low and then come fill all these because this moves so quickly. Now it's just going to fill all those prices it missed. Pound Kiwi, pretty much the same thing. Less imbalances, but yeah, 4 lower swing high, 3 4-hour lower swing highs, boom, boom, boom. Eventually it's going to crack this swing low. Might actually be making a new one here, depending on how these candles are. If price doesn't move much today, then this might create a new one, and then break that, start heading lower. So we got this euro pound trade, absolutely perfect as well. Came up, filled this imbalance daily, right, on all these other imbalances here too. So, and then boom, straight down. Very, very nice. Mark all these. Still no fill on my dollar CAD trade. Let's see. Maybe it'll get pushed down. Wow, this was such a good setup. I can't believe I missed it. I marked it, I just didn't take it because it was at 4 a.m. But man, this does not get better than that. And like, there's so many safety nets here because of all these imbalances, and like because it's a daily imbalance, super significant. Even though it's small, because it's daily, it's just fantastic. Just want to see 56. Yeah, so even in the weekly range, it still has a bunch, but like really, it's only 40, 50 pips. So, and then the daily it had hit. So yeah, I mean, it does not get better than that trade. This is honestly the best trade you could ever take. And then still going in profit, right? But yeah, so it did break this 4-hour swing high. So I do think this is going to continue bullish now. Start heading up higher and filling these. So if euro pound is bullish, that means the pound itself is going to go bearish, which confirms what I was thinking about all my other pairs with the pound pairs. So, but I also think the euro is going to lose a little bit of strength. So it'll be interesting to see what this actually does. It still has a massive 4-hour imbalance here that it never filled. It's kind of a tough time in this area. S&P 500, been waiting on this all week, real slow, waiting for these 4-hour structures to break. Finally, these 1-hour ones did, but it did here, and then it came back up. So there's a weekly imbalance here. So it'd be best if this pushed up and hit this first, and then broke structure downwards. Then you'd be clear for selling. I think this is good to sell soon, regardless. But for more confirmation, I'd wait for this 4-hour to break because it is still bullish, right? Higher highs, higher lows. Broke this high, created a new one, so it's still bullish. But I think it's running out of steam. I don't know if it can go much higher than roughly 6,000. So there's just a lot of sellers in here at this point, and it has a gap it needs to fill. So, and this was created this week, right? No, last week. So might sell off the rest of this week and then fill this imbalance. This is the weekly range. Well, it might be a little high. No, that's pretty close. 300 points. So yeah, this is the weekly range. So it could still fill this imbalance this week. Definitely. So yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to go over. I might find I'm gonna look at some stuff for a little bit for myself, but as far as the stream goes, I think we're done for the day. So got 4 views. It's better than it's been the rest of the week, so appreciate that. yeah, if anyone watches this, let me know if you have any questions and I can answer them on the next stream. See you tomorrow.